Hi everyone. So today we are going to continue the lesson getting to know about plants. So in last class I have sent some links to you and I have conducted a small test. Most of you did well. I'm really happy. Now just we continue the lesson. Okay. So today we are going to see about leaf modification and root system. So in last classes what we have seen what about plants, what about its parts, root system, stem modification, everything. Now we are going to see about leaf modification and root system. First one is modifications of leaf. So in modification of leaves, leaves are modified to perform different functions. Leaves are modified to perform different functions. We know that the typical function of the leaf is what, ma'am? Photosynthesis, isn't it or not? Photosynthesis is the main thing which is taking place only in plants to prepare their own food. And where does this photosynthesis take place? It takes place only in the leaves. So the main function of the leaf is photosynthesis. Other than that, there are some other functions also taking place by the leaves, but it is taking place during the modification of the leaf. So now we are going to see the different functions. The first one is storage. There is storing food, which represents food storage. The second thing, it acts as the defense mechanism. Defense means what? Protection. So the leaves, the modified leaves also provide protection to the plants. And the third one is catching prey. So these are the different functions which are all performed by the modified leaves. Let's see each function in detail. Let's take the first one, defense. Defense means what? Protection. So first think about the stems. In stems also there are some modification we have seen. Have you remember? Yes. Like stems, leaves are also modified. Leaves are also modified and they acts as a protector. And acts as what? Protector. That is, they are doing a defense mechanism. For example, if you take a citrus fruit, any citrus fruit. For example, here I take the citrus fruit lemon. If you see the stems you can able to see some spines, thorns are there, isn't it? So where the thorns you can able to see on the stems. So here the stems are modified into thorns. Like that, leaves are also, in some plants, leaves are also modified as spines. If you see take the desert plants, that is, for example, cactus, the leaves are modified into spines. Spines is nothing but thorns. And they are hard and pointed structure. What it looks like? The spines looks like hard and they are pointed structure. And these are the defense organs of these plants. The defense organ which is present in the cactus plant is nothing but spines. The best example we can say cactus. So what is the main function of these thorns, ma'am? It protects the plant from the attack of animals. If any animals are going to eat the plant, because animals also depend the food from the plants, isn't it? So to protect them by themselves, the thorns are present. If you look at cactus, if you try to compare with the citrus plant, you would see the difference. In citrus plant, the leaves plus you can able to see the leaves, isn't it? Leaves, along with the leaves, thorns are also be present. These thorns are modified stem thorns. Okay, if you take the cactus plant, you cannot find any leaves. Because no leaves, because what? The leaves are only modified as spines. So the beautiful defense mechanism is taking place by the modification of the leaves. So which is the defense organ here? Spines. Spines are the defense organs present in the cactus plant. The next one is leaf tendrils. Next one is what, ma? Leaf tendrils. So leaf, we know that. What do you mean by tendrils? Tendrils are nothing but thread-like structures. Here you can able to see somewhat thread-like structure, isn't it? They are called tendrils. In some plants, leaves are modified into thread-like structure. In some plants, the leaves are modified into thread-like structure. They are called tendrils. That is, it looks like a stem-like leaf structure. They are soft, tender and flexible. They are soft. Here you can able to see they are soft, tender and flexible. What is the main function? The function of the tendril is to give additional support to the plant. What it will do? It gives additional support. So if it supports the weak stem, if the stem is very weak, the leaves are modified and it gives additional support to the plant. Those leaves are called as leaf tendrils. Okay, and they are climbing organ. They are climbing organ. If you see any climbing plant, you can able to find these tendrils, and these tendrils are nothing but leaf tendrils. They are not stem, they are leaves. The leaves are modified as tendrils. Where you can see the best example is pea plant, peas. If you see the pea plant, you can find the tendrils easily. Okay, so leaf tendrils are one of the modified leaves. They are very soft, tender and flexible. What is the main function? It gives additional support to the weak stem. It gives additional support to the weak stem. Okay, the next one is fleshy leaves. Next one is what? Fleshy leaves. If you see the onions and garlic and all, they are leaves. See, they are all onions and garlic, or they are present down underground. They will grow, isn't it? And they store the food, isn't it or not? So like that, the leaves present, these are the leaves, isn't it? And these are all leaves which helps in food storage. That is, it stores the food, hence they are called as fleshy leaves. The best examples are onions and garlic. The next one is insectivorous leaves. Insectivorous. What do you mean by insectivorous? The term insect represents insects. Orous means what? Eating. Orous means what? Eating. There are some plants which eat insects. So, not all plants produce their own food. Keep in your mind, not all plants produce their own food. How the plants are producing the food? By photosynthesis. So, it means that not all plants undergo photosynthesis. There are some plants which feed on some insects and they eat insects as their food. Those plants are insectivorous plants. If you see the insectivorous plants, the leaves are modified. You can able to see this is a leaf, and this leaf is modified into a tube-like structure, isn't it or not? So with the help of these tube-like structure only, what happens if any insects comes inside this, comes in contact with these modified leaf, the lid, here it is the lid means the opening, the top, it will immediately close so that the insect cannot go out. That is, it is trapped by the leaves. So to catch the insects, the leaves are modified like this. So this is nothing but leaves. Why they are modified like this? To catch the prey. Prey means what? Food. The food of the animal is called as prey. P-R-E-Y. So it's a very interesting job. We can't hear this because the plants, whether we do imagine plants eating the insects? No, but it is a very interesting thing, isn't it? So to catch the insects directly and it eats the insects, those leaves are insectivorous leaves. Here, this is nothing but modified leaves. It's not very common, isn't it? But this kind of plants also do exist. This is called insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants means what? Again, I am saying they feed on insects. The best examples are pitcher plant, otherwise called Nepenthes. This is the pitcher plant, otherwise called Nepenthes. And another example we can say Venus flytrap. Okay, so these are the modification of leaves. I repeat, what do you mean by modification of leaves? In some cases, in some plants, leaves are also modified like stem, and they do some different function. The main function of the leaf is what? Photosynthesis. Other than that, it stores the food. Where it can store the food, we have seen. In onions and garlics, the fleshy leaf stores the food, isn't it? And defense mechanism, where we have seen In cactus, the leaves are modified into spines. Why? To protect the plants from other animals, to prevent the attack of other animals. And catching prey, best example, insectivorous leaves. We can see in insectivorous plants. So these are the modifications of leaves. Now we are going to see about the root. What do you mean by root? Root is a part of a plant, typically lies between the soil. We all know that, isn't it or not? Root is one of the parts of a plant and typically it lies